Upon the Super Eagles' arrival at the Al Abrak International Airport in Libya, they faced a delay of over 10 hours, prompting the players, with the approval of the Nigerian Football Federation, to withdraw from their upcoming African Cup of Nations qualifying match against Libya. Although the Libyan Football Federation has explained that the delay was due to routine air traffic and logistical challenges rather than intentional mistreatment, it remains a cause for concern for the team and Nigerians. Joining us in the studio is sports enthusiast Darlington Umoru. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you join us.
Good morning, yeah.
But to also add to what we have just reported, there are reports, visuals, audio of the pilot that took the Nigerian team to Libya, saying that he had to even divert the flight somewhere else, that it was not even the original plan. And he asked again and again, saying, this diversion, why do I have to do that? That the instruction came from Libyan authorities. So there's the matter of if this is premeditated or it is a matter of paying back a treatment that they say they got from Nigeria. Because there's also the Libya news today on social media that had preempted all of the things that Nigerians went through, and Nigerians are also talking about that. So the ball is in your court now.
First, I must commend the enthusiasm in your voice this morning, particularly talking on this matter. I can see the passion as a Nigerian. There's no amount of explanation the Libyan authority, FA, will give now that will hold waters. Right. It was a deliberate intention to dampen the morale of the Super Eagles. Libya are at the bottom of the table as we speak with just 1 point. And of course, you remember in Uyo on Sunday, they came to play, not Sunday, sorry, I think Friday. They came to play for a draw. Yeah. That worked for them up until the last minute when the Super Eagles, the technical team, had to make a change, which eventually gave us that goal. Yeah. How could a flight that has taken off mid-air, you diverted the flight from Benghazi to an abandoned airport, international airport, so to say, airport that is only meant to operate during Hajj events. And then what is the essence? Okay, let's agree that all that wasn't good, wasn't bad enough. How could you have abandoned the team upon arrival for upward of 10 hours, over 10 hours? And yet they suffered over 15 hours there. No food, no drinks, no communication, no network. They were kept in the dark. All of this was meant to frustrate the players, dampen their morale, so that at the end of the day, Tuesday, they wouldn't be able to play well. And then...
That's the visuals there.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, you see, it was... Of course, the Libya FA must come up with an excuse, reason, so that the disciplinary committee of CAF will not wield the sledgehammer on them. Some persons are already calling for the head of the Libyan FA, and people are petitioning CAF. We're also bringing in FIFA. They must do something about it. Otherwise, they will be setting a bad precedence, for CAF qualifier.
Does that mean that people don't trust CAF to do a thorough job of investigation? Why is FIFA being brought in?
Some of us are talking about FIFA because FIFA is the head of football organization in the world.
Right.
It's not just about, because at a point in time, CAF insisted that the match must go on. And so if that is so, well, technically, if you want to look at it technically, it will be assumed that Nigeria abandoned the game. Technically, Nigeria abandoned the game. But we have reasons for abandoning the game. That's why we have petitioned CAF. Now, CAF had gone ahead to ask the disciplinary committee to look into the matter. Of course, that's the committee that is meant to look into issues like this. But whether you like it or not, Libya want to do everything humanly possible to ensure that they climb the ladder. But even so, even with what happened on Monday, the Super Eagles is still standing top on the table, because Rwanda actually helped the Super Eagles by beating Benin Republic, the closest of them all. And so status quo remains, nothing has changed on the table. And so, but if this is allowed to go on and just pass by, it will be setting a very dangerous precedent for football on the continent of Africa.
Interesting.
And, you know, beyond football, could Monday's incident really, be a reflection of Nigeria's relationship, especially with neighboring countries? I'm trying to ask if we can actually narrow it to just football, in that sense. On the newspaper this morning, it shows that the Libya team is still training to play against the Nigeria, and they're saying there's no room for excuse. So in terms of our relations with other nations, with Libya in this case, I understand that there are two governments running in that country. So are we talking about football at this time?
Well, at this point in time, the subject is football. If I must answer your last question. At this time, what we're discussing is football. Nigeria is the biggest name on the continent of Africa in all spheres. So to say, the bigger brother. But whether we are able to wield that power arrogated to Nigeria is another kettle of fish. But Nigeria is topping the table. Back to football, all the teams in the group want to go to play in Morocco next year at the CAF final competition. And so there are no minnows in football anymore. And so countries want to do everything to support their teams, just like our country supported the Super Eagles to say, we are not going to continue with that game. That we must return, we'll be taking the risk. If the worst come to it, we'll be conceding the 3 points to Libya. But which one is most important? Considering the 3 points to Libya and subjecting those players and officials to risk. You just said something now which is very, very much of interest to me. Libya has been under crisis since the fall of Gaddafi.
Yes.
The influence of international community on Libya, of course, has destroyed that nation. We are not discussing politics or international relations now, but because you mentioned a little bit of it, there's a lot of crisis. The question you want to ask yourself is, this match was meant to be played in Benghazi. Yeah. Benghazi has an international airport. So the route, what was approved by CAF was the Benghazi International Airport. So what happened after the game against Libya in Nigeria? Mid-air, just about 1 hour to landing, the aircraft was now rerouted to another international airport that is 3 hours away from Benghazi. There is a motive, which will definitely not be admitted by the Libyan authority because they know the implication. So they must give you excuses. They must give you excuses that may not even be able to hold water, but at least they'll tell you something. Did you even see the bus that eventually went there? Was that the kind of bus that was meant to take the team and officials from that airport to Benghazi? Between that airport and Benghazi, in a country where there's war,
challenges, war.
Anything could have happened to these players.
Right.
What was the plan? And then the authority will simply say they don't have a hand in it. They don't know about it. So was it not better for the Nigerian team to take the risk and their officials to return to Nigeria than take the risk to go by road from that airport to Benghazi, and anything could have happened to their enemies along the line?
So Nigeria has a case. That's what you're saying.
A wonderful case.
Because there's been several arguments back and forth on social media, and even when you speak to certain persons with regards to this, and the matter of CAF rules as well. Because based on what I mentioned earlier with regards to how they claim Nigeria treated them when they came to Nigeria,
the aircraft rerouted to Maiduguri? Were they asked to travel from Maiduguri to Uyo by road?
Well, they were saying they were to land in Uyo, but they landed at Port Harcourt.
Yes.
And then that was what happened. The journey to Uyo was another thing for them. But is that good enough ground to also say, you know what, I need to pay you back in this matter? Then there's also the matter of CAF rules. If you have grievances, if you are aggrieved, they are supposed to get across to CAF to say, this is what happened.
See, I talked about the enthusiasm with which you make this presentation on this matter. This one we are talking about this morning. Yeah, I can see that passion in you. You see, look at the questions you have asked. They have provided answers for themselves. Why did they not abandon the game? Just like Nigeria did. To say because they were asked to go to Port Harcourt and then move from Port Harcourt to Uyo. Were they not provided with other logistics?
Who even asked them to stop in Uyo? Because there are also reports that they decided in Port Harcourt to stop in Port Harcourt.
Even when they did, were they abandoned?
Not at all.
If they were abandoned, did they abandon the game? They went ahead to play the game because they have no case. You know the FIFA, you know the CAF rules. We also understood the CAF rules. And we have said, for what you have done, we will not take the risk. We will not risk the lives of the players and officials from Al-Abak or whatever you call that airport down to whether it's Alaba or Al-Abak you call it. We will not take the risk because anything could happen. There could be ambush. Okay? We didn't take them to Maiduguri and say travel down from Maiduguri. So that's why we said if CAF does not do justice to this matter, they will be setting a very wonderful...
What will be justice?
Justice will be that you either award the 3 points to the Super Eagles or you ask that the match should be replayed in another country. In another country. To serve as deterrent to Libya. Libya has nothing to lose. There's nothing they will play now that will qualify them. There's nothing they will play that will qualify them for the tournament. Nothing. So they're just doing everything to serve as spoilers. So the best, I will repeat, the best that CAF can do now. I don't mind many people who want to say that the points could be awarded to Libya. Fine, if they award the 3 points to Libya, then they would have been destroying away matches. They would have been setting a very, I've repeated this for the 4th time now, a bad precedent.
Yes.
Because next time they want to play or any other country becomes a threat to play against the Super Eagles in Nigeria, we will recommend that their flight be rerouted to Maiduguri International Airport and then let them travel by road from Maiduguri to Uyo. Not even Abuja, to Uyo, and then we play them there. So that they see the implications. So it's a very dicey one for CAF. It's a very dicey one for CAF. CAF must understand so many things in this matter. One, the players were abandoned for several hours. If there were buses waiting for them at that airport, that as soon as they landed, the bus took them to their airport. The buses were ready to take them to their airport. It was going to be a different kettle of fish. There was nothing on ground. The airport was even locked against them. They could not move, no feeding, no water, no drinks, no internet to communicate. Let's face the... We know that Libya too had a petition to CAF, which will be passed on to the disciplinary committee, if not passed on already, because CAF has named the committee to look into the matter.
Yes.
Nigeria has theirs. Of course, before they left there, they reported to CAF what they were passing through and what they went through. You couldn't have said that in spite of all of what the players went through, you said they should continue, they should go and play the game. At how? Nigeria has had, as we speak now, Ghana may not qualify to play at the finals. Nigeria had causes not to play at the finals. Once upon a time, we had issues, and the federal government of this country said, you are not going for that competition. So what is it, a do or die affair? Sports is meant to entertain.
And unify.
And bring countries together.
Right.
One of the things that is meant to connect the continent of Africa together is this football competition organized by CAF. Just like you have FIFA bringing the globe together through football.
Right.
We have other sports. So it's not a do or die thing. Ordinarily, if not that things have gone the way they are, would Nigeria be competing with Libya in football? With the array of stars we have playing outside? No, now. You can even bring up secondary school boys from Lagos to play against Libya in the past.